Hello everyone and welcome now to game 2 in a series, and I must say game 1 was absolutely something to behold. A very entertaining game. Now moving on to game 2, as Daisy has spawned as the red Protoss player on the bottom left hand side of the map, Nerchio spawning as the blue Zerg on the top right. Now, Zerg versus Protoss here on Entombed Valley should be a great game, as a probe now making its way down and setting up for what we all know to be a Forge fast expansion or some variation. Daisy's going to come up the ramp, take a look around, and try and look and see what Nerchio is doing. We now know that Nerchio is not against going that spawning pool first. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he went spawning pool first, getting up that second hatchery. And what is Nerchio doing now? Nerchio is actually purposely hiding a drone off over here. And that's going to be some very interesting timing as the drone now makes its way down. And what is he doing? I would have naturally suspected that the drone would instead try to have set up a hatchery, but what is this doing? The drone is now actually making its way across the map, and the spawning poolers are off already over here. If this drone does do some sort of proxy hatchery, I would be very impressed, as we do see the spawning pool is already down here. And where's that little TT? I'm not quite sure what to expect here. All right, Nerchio gonna come up the ramp. He may try and do the hatchery evolution hatchery trick. Is he gonna do the hatchery trick? Oh, he might try and do the hatchery trick. There is the forge. There's the hatchery. There's the evolution chamber. And now a giant ticking time bomb inside Daisy's base waiting. All right, this evolution chamber does actually cost quite a bit. I believe it's 75 minerals for the cancellation of the hatchery, then 75 for the building, and then 50 for the drone. So a very expensive building there, as we are going to see this evolution chamber start to bleed. It does have level 1 armor. The probe is now going to back away. What is going to be the follow-up play? That actually might be really interesting. If the evolution chamber actually explodes and then is able to take down this photon cannon with the help of the other Zerglings coming in, that would be a huge play. But now, what are we seeing here? A pylon block coming in from Daisy. So Daisy now being forced, or Nerchio now being forced to delay his own hatchery as well. Overlord slowly making its way over. Evolution chamber of Nerchio is just going to take a little bit of damage and now start to pop. So there you go. It is going to fall in just a few seconds. Oh, there it goes. It does get the one killed. However, the broodlings weren't even bothering to attack here. A little bit of a waste and a delay as Daisy lucks out. All right. Hatchery has been established here at about the 4-minute, 10-second mark, 15-second mark. Nerchio now going to be going into a third base as well. No real surprise there at all. And with one photon cannon here, what is all of this follow-up play going to be? Daisy now backing away. You can see the hatchery has come down. And from here, I do expect a little bit of a slower game. Both the little players tried to delay their opponent. In delaying their opponent, they delayed themselves a little bit. But the Zerg economy does generally rebound faster with the help of those queens and those injects. Zerglings now chasing down a probe across the map. That should have no problem here, as we are taking a look at level 1 weapons upgrade already being researched. Now, the timing on this should be pretty strong once more. Daisy, if he tries to move out with the robotics facility, has a warp prism and then does some engaging, he should be very strong. Those zealots will slice up those Zerglings pretty quickly, and we do know that Nerchio, from what we saw in game 1, doesn't normally go for his Roach Warren that early. Roach Warren pretty much very necessary now, as the roaches fighting on creep are faster than those zealots. the bonus in regeneration, the bonus in range, the bonus in damage, just very, very helpful as we are seeing more and more, what is this? Drones being transferred here off to the third base. Hasn't even reached full saturation at the natural yet and is already making its way over as we now see more and more drones being added. Roach Warren this time being taken much earlier, coming in from Nerchio, perhaps wanting to have enough units just in case Daisy decides to execute anything cute. This time around, though, it looks as though Daisy is going for perhaps a 4-gate all-in. I got to assume that he's going to throw down 2 more gateways and make this a true 6-gate. No, it's going to be a 4-gate expand into a third base instead. That's where the additional 300 resources went. Daisy should be able to set this up pretty quickly. He may even warp in some additional gateways here. 3 gateways, making it so that the main walkway is all pretty much through this front door. All right, Zealot trying to take down some Zerglings. That Zealot, however, having a very bad day. This Stalker going to have a bad day as well. Daisy is in a little bit of trouble. Will that Stalker be able to get back up home in time? It looks like it might, as the Zerglings apparently do not like fighting against those Stalkers. Coming back here, Daisy still has plenty of resources, or plenty of opportunity to warp in some additional buildings, going for a photon cannon first, adding in some extra Stalkers as the Stalkers have once again ventured out a bit too far. Are they going to be able to chase down those Zerglings? Yes, they will, as we do have 1 spine crawler here. Nerchio hitting fairly decent saturation at each of his 3 bases. Now, 16 drones here. I believe this is going to be another 16 or so. Yes, that is. And now we are seeing a proxy pylon in play. Daisy coming over the top, very strong. Does he have enough units? Yes, Guz going to take out an Overlord. And now with only 1 Queen here and 1 Spine Crawler, with more drones being transitioned over, this is not looking good for Nerchio. All right, the Spine Crawler does have that elastic arm, is going to be poking apart at some of those Zealots, but the Roach is getting just caught in transit. This is not looking good at all. Nerchio is in trouble. He's going to lose this hatchery. You can see more Roaches trying to be added here. The Zealots are going to slice and dice that hatchery apart as the Zealots are now charging their way up inside the natural expansion. Stalker is going to finish off some of these units. Roach is getting taken down rather quickly. There it goes. There goes a couple units as the drones now making their way over. All right, the drones now. Drones. Oh, 1 cancellation or 1 destruction there. Roach is now getting taken down, but the Roaches do move slightly faster on creep than the rest of these units here. I believe it's a 2.95 versus a 2.81. So that does show you a little bit of difference until we now have the line at the edge of the creep there. So unfortunate to have creep on a map like this. Daisy sitting at 72 supply. Nerchio looks like he will be able to hold as the Roaches are still trying to battle it out. Roach is going after those Stalkers, knowing that he can take down those Zealots anytime he wants, since the Zealots are so much slower. Glio Reconstitution about to be completed. Zergling speed is now completed, and Nerchio able to hold, but Daisy now is in trouble. Daisy has multiple gateways here. He needs to finish off all of these rocks, and then if he can hold the next attack coming in from Nerchio, he should be able to take the game. However, Nerchio does have a very large army advantage of 1,400 versus 450, 3 times in size overall. Pylon, is it going to get taken down? Yes, it will. It is still buying precious seconds, though, as level 2 weapons upgrade now coming in. All right, Blink now being researched. Is this going to be enough? There is plenty of chrono boost to go around. Protoss currently supply blocked at 78 over 78. This is a bad place to be. 3 pylons now currently warping in as the Roaches are going to charge up that ramp, going after a key building in that forge. All right, Zealots now being forced to actually engage down. Level 1 weapons upgrade will not, or level 2 will not complete, as the Zealots and the Sentries still battling it up. Roaches in position. The Roaches holding against their own, and Daisy looks like he'll be able to fend off this attack. Harvester count is 66 to 64. Double expansion now coming in behind this by Nerchio, and Daisy is looking to macro up as well. All right, there's level 2 armor upgrades coming in, hallucinations being added, and we all know the effect that hallucinations can have on Zerg players. Spire now being added as well. Roach Warren, no tunneling claws, no research of burrow. and what is going to be happening next. All right, Roaches looking to take down these rocks. These rocks will fall here in just a moment. Overseer was almost shot down, now making its way back over this third base once more. Protoss with plenty of resources will really be able to warp in a lot more units in just a second. Daisy still not feeling comfortable with his economy, sitting at 70 over 76. Nerchio now going into pathogen glands and also Hive tech. The Spire is already done. We may go into Greater Spire and also Infestor Broodlord combination. They are so good at knocking down all of these really fortified positions with that impressive siege range. Here we have it. There is a Phoenix now on the move. The Phoenix going to take a look around as the Roach is now looking to back away. Large number of spine crawlers here on the far side will protect this hatchery for a little while. And Nerchio now looking fairly strong here, sitting on 80 drones on 4 bases. He's going to have a large amount of gas, and we are in fact going into that Greater Spire. Greater Spire needing a little bit more time, about 80 seconds or so, as the Roaches are going to just swarm forward, take down 2 Zealots in a moment's notice, and back off again. Here we have Zealots, Warp Gate Tech, Stalkers, High Templars now moving out across the field. One changing, quickly taken down. An Archon now being merged. We are going into Zealot Archon as well. As are we spewing creep? No, not spewing creep. Nerchio may end up losing this Overseer. There it goes. Pop goes the blimp. And now what is happening on the far side? Zerglings and Roaches may just pressure this expansion location before it even gets up and running. There goes the cancellation pretty much on the Nexus. Stalkers do blink forward the chase, but Nerchio now sitting on a huge economy and now just making a quick creep highway across the map. 313 upgrades now coming in. The Queen now trying to spread more creep across the map. If the creep is able to be spread across the map here in just a second, Nerchio is going to be in a fairly strong position. Reinforcements will be pretty fast. Zealots and Sentries and Stalkers now making a move across, as Nerchio is in a bit of trouble. He will have to back off. Nerchio does have a fairly good amount of units to defend here, as Daisy now looking to pressure in. 212 upgrades, soon to be 313. Is it going to be enough? Spine Crawlers poking apart all of these units here. Spine Crawlers will get taken down rather quickly. Nerchio is in a bit of trouble. Broodlords need to be added, as the drones and the Infestors. Oh, so many Infestors, so many fungal growths, and 4 Broodlords. Is this going to be enough? There you go. There's the dropping of the Broodlings. One base does go down, but this is pretty much going to be the main attack now, as the Broodlings are charging in here. Fungal growth does land. Broodlords, how many are there now? 6 Broodlords in the air, making more units. However, the Broodlords are getting focused down. There are some spine crawlers here. Fungal growth does come down. Who's losing more? No Psystorm. There's just a lot of fungal growth as the Broodlords are trying to back off. Still a good number of Infestors. Are we going to see more fungal growths? It looks like we might, as there comes in more reinforcements. Both sides still attacking. We have down to 2 Broodlords now, as the Stalkers are focusing them down slowly but surely. More Roaches now being added as well. The Infestors do not have Burrow. Queen's now trying to come out and engage, and now the Queen's joining in on the fight. Queen's just slightly better than drones in a battle like this, as they may get taken down. The Roaches are starting to swarm back, but is it going to be enough? Who has more units? It looks like Daisy is continuing this pressure, following it up. Spine Crawlers not making much of a difference, as the Stalkers are still pushing through. Level 3 armor upgrades have been completed. Level 3 weapons upgrade have been completed. And there's the GG by Nerchio. Daisy taking game 2 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.